Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Before we get into your weekly general outlook, I'm just reminding you all that I am giving away the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook on my channel. And all you have to do to be eligible to win this is to be subscribed to my channel and to go ahead and leave me a comment somewhere, anywhere on the video, letting me know that you're interested in being in the drawing. That's it. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. I'm changing up not the spread, but the outlay of it a little bit. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're gonna get right into pulling out your your romance angel messages. All right, straight out, we have chemistry for you, Scorpio. Nice. We have keep an open mind. So your love life, your lover, the person you're interested in may be different. This is a general, release your ex, time to clear your energy. This is a general reading, but I always pull romance angel messages just to give us an idea of what the nature of our deeper and more intimate connections are. So if a spread comes out that's highlighting a love connection this week, then we want to know what the angels have to say about that, right? So let's pull out your animal spirits. The owl, beautiful. The wolf, earth energy, and the hawk. So the owl and the hawk are both air energy, and the wolf is earth energy. All right, before we get into your spreads, let's look at your animal spirits. The owl is synonymous worldwide, really, in most cultures with the symbol of blessing, good fortune, abundance coming in, specifically blessings, in the area of maybe wealth and beauty. The blessing of beauty can be a blessing that's bestowed by the spirit of the owl. Also associated with wisdom, right? A deep understanding, a deep wisdom, a knowingness of what is the right thing to do with all these blessings. So the owl not only brings good fortune and brings reward and abundance, but it brings it to someone who is at a point in their lives who knows what to do with it. And it also brings the wisdom on how to move forward. So it's a very strong animal spirit associated with the divine or the spirit or the universe just bestowing on you, right? Bestowing blessing on you. And when we realize that all of our reality is really sort of determined by our focus, somewhere along the line, you must have focused on this. You must have, attuned your energy towards this. And of course, the universe and its spirit is responding by bringing you good things in life. It's very nice omen, the owl to come in. Now, the wolf is an earth animal spirit, and the wolf is associated with activism. When we talk about the wolf, what do we think about the wolf in the wild, right? We see that the wolf leads the pack. Right, so the wolf is the one that kind of takes care of the smaller ones. He takes care of the pack as opposed to the whole, right? The rest of the animal kingdom, he's protecting his small pack. So this is why we associate the wolf with activism, socialism, working for humanitarian causes, having an altruistic outlook. You might be working with the marginalized in society. You might be working with the vulnerable, the sick, the children, women, right? Disadvantaged people, people who are at a disadvantage, either financially or a cultural disadvantage because they're living somewhere where there's a lot of cultural strife and discrimination. Whatever the case is, the wolf is that leader. It's a feminine energy. It's a feminine earth energy. And so this does not mean that you have to be a female, but it does mean that the source of the spirit is a feminine source. So we're talking about a loving, supportive, nurturing energy, right? So this is not so much like the leader who's like very military and very sort of masculine. We're talking about the leader in a sense of leading the pack, but leading the pack also by bestowing a huge amount of emotion and sensitivity support in that way. In that kind of feminine strength, the wolf sort of it flourishes and is able to do what it does best. It's very, very intelligent, and it has natural leadership skills anyway. Now, the hawk is associated with air, Scorpio, and the hawk is also, interestingly enough, it is one of these omen animal spirits. So the hawk also can indicate that fate right now is active in your life. Fate, right? A sense or a feeling of fate. So a feeling that some of these events that are happening around you have been predetermined in some way. And of course, depending on what you believe in, of course, I believe that, we are our own sort of predeterminator. So our soul, our higher being, that we are connected to at all times has determined to a certain degree some of our events in our life. And so the spirit of the hawk generally comes in at a time when you may be even feeling some deja vu. You may be feeling some weird sort of like feelings of, I know what's happening right now. I already know what's happening right now, but also a feeling that things are happening out of your control, like things are happening according to a bigger plan right now. The hawk can also bring a lot of perspective, and this is why we have these feelings, because the energy of the hawk also allows us to be able to see the big picture as well as the details. So if you've ever lost perspective, and being an air energy animal spirit, we're talking about the mind and perception. If you've lost perspective on an issue or a situation that you're dealing with, whether it's a family situation, a relationship, an emotional, whatever the situation is, the spirit of the hawk can come in and bring certain energies, events, experiences, meetings, what have you, into your life that help you gain more perspective. So if this is something you're going through, if you're beginning to see the broader picture and beginning to gain the perspective that you need to make the right decisions, we can say that the spirit of the hawk is active in your life right now. If you are missing, or if you're seeking perspective and it's out of balance, then the spirit of the hawk is something to meditate on, right? Meditate on that energy of the hawk that rises above everything and just tries to open up his awareness, right? All right, let's get right into your spreads. All right, Scorpio, straight out. Some of you have 4 of Wands. You're coming in. You're met with an 8 of Wands, and you round off your week with Magician energy. Wow. So some of you are coming into this week. You're focusing on a love connection that you have with someone, right? 4 of Wands is Venus and Aries energy. It's a feeling of being really sort of, let's move this up a little bit, a feeling of being really in love and connected with somebody, and a soulmate connection. This is the type of connection that's really hard to find. It doesn't happen all the time. It's the type of connection where both people have equal mutual respect and love for each other, and it has all of the sort of ingredients that we want to see. It has all the ingredients that ensure that this is generally going to be a twin flame journey where you guys are together. It's a happy relationship for the most part. Of course, there's ups and downs, but there's the level of commitment and focus that you guys share that, are all the hallmarks of a relationship that's going to last for quite some time. So there's a real feeling of commitment here, real feeling of stability and love, and a celebration in that 11-11 card, right? You come into this week, some of you Scorpios, and you're met with the 8 of Wands, and this is suddenly a feeling of a lot of energy coming in. So some of you are going to be dealing with a lot of people in your face, maybe. You may have a lot of energies, maybe even a lot of opinions, coming into you. This could be as a result of this new union, because a lot of times 4 of Wands is generally a newish union. It is Venus and Aries energy, so that gives it that feeling of newness with that Aries coming in, that it's something that's just happened. But nevertheless, 8 of Wands here, it's like suddenly you have these weird, chaotic, I'm going to say energies coming in. Energies, communications. There may even be mixed feelings and communications coming in from the outside world. And I don't think it has anything to do with this love connection. But I do think it is something, it may be happening for some of you as a result of this love connection. For some of you, it may just be what you're dealing with this week, But I feel like it has some impact here. By the end of the week, you round off with the Magician. And you do find yourself in a situation, I think that you're going to be tapping into some very unknown, hidden, perhaps even skills or talents that you have that maybe you didn't know you had. Because the Magician is the card for talent and skill, and being able to use all of your different skills and talents to work together to be able to manifest incredible things, right? This is what makes it look easy. This is how people make certain things look easy in life, right? You ever meet somebody and they always make certain accomplishments look easy, or certain obstacles make it look easy to get over or around those obstacles, because they just have this really sort of automatic understanding of what to do where. And this is the feeling of the magician, because you can see he has all of the symbols of all the suits there on the table, because he knows his skills in every area. He knows the skills that he has in the earth world, earth plane, physical skills, his abilities. He knows his mental abilities, and you know what I mean? He knows his capacity to feel, and his capacity to be emotionally involved, and he uses that. He uses all of his metaphysical skills to get through life. And so it's interesting, because this Eight of Wands feels like it's a challenge coming in for you this week, Scorpio. And as a result, you are tapping into certain, I want to say, abilities, skills, or talents that you have that I think maybe you didn't realize you had before. And you come out the week kind of with a whole new perspective. I'm going to say for some of you, it's definitely the spirit of the owl coming in. All right, 5 of Cups for some, and the Moon, wow, and 4 of Cups. All right, for some of you coming in this week, 5 of Cups can indicate that you're looking back on a love connection that happened in the past, right? And this new way of me laying out the cards, by the way, give me some really interesting interconnections between the outlooks, even though these are meant to be 3 different outlooks. So the first, second, and I will be pulling the third in a minute for 3 different Scorpios. It's interesting to see the connections of the cards, because a lot of you Scorpios are sharing certain energies, of course, for the week. Now, this one, of course, we're talking again about love, but here we're talking about love. For some of you, there's a real feeling of regret and loss. You're really, really kind of focused on that. It could be that something has happened, or some event has come in, or some experience you had has reminded you about this feeling, and you're well in it. Whether you've been in it for a while, or you're suddenly in it because of an experience, like I said, you're in it. And 5 of Cups is really this feeling of regret. It's a feeling of wanting to go back to what happened before and maybe fix it somehow. It's a feeling, for some of you, it can be just replaying past events about something that, it's over now, or it hurt, or it ended in some way, and you just keep replaying the events and trying to figure out, what you could have done wrong, or what went wrong where. In any case, it's a sadness, and it is a power struggle. 5 is the number for power struggle. And I have to say, Scorpio, here, this 5 of Cups is that internal struggle we have. The internal power struggle of, continuing to just stay in the sadness and the regret, which after a while, it's a comfortable place to be, right? Because at least it's familiar, right? You know what to expect there, and you're kind of getting used to it. So a lot of ways, it can be easy to just stay in the sadness. And I know that that's on paper seems ridiculous, but those of you who've been there, you know what I'm talking about, because I've certainly been there. Or you can take that decision to move forward and to sort of let go of that, and realize that maybe it won't happen again moving forward. It doesn't always have to be like that. The future is unknown, right? And that's a lot of reason why we have that symbolism of the 3 spilled cups and the 2 upright. But of course, lifting your head up and being positive and working towards, moving forward, that's really scary. Right? That's really scary. And sometimes that's scarier than living in the past, because the future is unknown. And so a lot of times it can be a lot more frightening and a lot more anxious for us to actually move forward. And that's the internal battle that we have. And this is where we see how 5 of Cups fits into that 5 always being a power struggle in some way in tarot. Here, it's simply the power struggle is internal. And this is what you're struggling with coming into this week. And I think that, of course, the spirit of the hawk is coming in to challenge you again to have a bit of perspective in your life. Now, you come into this week, interestingly enough, and you are met with more sort of, I want to say, unsure energy, right? The moon is lunar energy. It is strong feminine energy, and it's a time in our lives when we feel really like we're being tested. It can feel quite dark and unsure. It is the light of the moon and not the sun. And of course, these are the times where all of the things that we thought we were strong on, all of the strength we've accumulated and stability, this is where all of these traits in us are actually tested. You know, here we have a testing phase because things are happening and we don't know why. We don't have all the information. Our feelings are kind of all over the place. Again, it's kind of interesting because for some of you, you're dealing with 8 of Wands, which is a feeling of chaotic emotions coming in. And some of you are just out and out in moon energy this week where it's like, well, fuck. You know, I don't know what's going on, right? All I know is I got to get through this path here. I got to get through this valley. It's dark as shit down here, but all I know is I got to get through it. So it can be very daunting. And so this is where you're at this week. I want to say a lot of you are in a real sort of sensitive, psychic energy this week. But by the end of the week, you round off with the 4 of Cups. And again, this is interesting because it's like you don't want any help in this area. There may be people who are trying to help you, you know, figure out your feelings, and you're very much like, look, no, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to figure this out on my own. I don't need your help. I don't need your assistance. I know I'm in a dark spot right now. And I wonder, like, why did this reading come up for you, Scorpio? I just think for some of you, if you've been drawn to this video today, your guides have drawn you here for a reason. And the message may just be that if this cup of love is being handed to you with sincerity, and I don't mean everybody that will do that. And so a lot of times 4 of Cups energy is an energy that I am behind in my readings. You know, don't take every cup of love until you're sure how it's going to impact you. But if you know that this cup of love is from a friend or from someone who's sincere, take a moment to really meditate on whether or not you actually want to just say no, or maybe just say yes, because it could be that they do indeed help you gain that perspective that you need. It could be the spirit of the hawk coming in to really help you out here and help you kind of figure out what's going on. It could be somebody also coming in to help you release that ex, if indeed you are busy with an ex here, right? And it's really impacting your week here with that moon energy. So just take care. I think the message is that, you know, the message is just not to take the cup or not to take the cup, but just to take a moment to think about it and see. Keep your mind open, right? Keep an open mind. Just take a moment to see if indeed this person who is reaching out to you may not in fact be able to help you see a bit more clear on certain issues and put some things to rest. 9 of Cups, King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. All right, this is the final spread, Scorpio. And what can I say? 9 of Cups. So some of you are coming into this week feeling really, really blessed with your emotional outlook, right? You're happy with the friendships you have. You're happy with the relationships you have. 9 of Cups is a feeling of happiness and blessings coming in, of understandings, right? I'm going to say to a certain degree, it's like you may not have that deep, deep connection like that 4 of Wands, but you're happy with what you have. You're happy with where you're at in life, right? 9 cards are always a little bit hermity. You know, they always have a little bit of hermit energy with them, you know, so that somebody's kind of on their own walking a solitary path. So 9 of Cups, you know, happiness and love and blessings doesn't always necessarily mean you're with somebody in a twin flame. And this is really the essence of 9 of Cups. This person is not in a twin flame necessarily, but they're happy. They're contented. They feel blessed and they have a general happiness in their life. And this is what you're resonating with. Coming into this week, you are coming up against the King of Pentacles energy. So this is energy coming into you. Somebody's coming into you, I think, who's probably somebody with a lot of wealth and status, obviously. Could just be somebody who's really at the top of their game in their career, or maybe a career that you both share, right? There's a real physicality here with this person. This person certainly is very fiery. So you guys, you know, you being very fiery, even though you are a water sign Scorpio, you know, you generally will have a lot of fiery people who come into you. But in any case, this person is someone who comes in. And King of Pentacles here could be a doctor as well, or a nurse. I am emphasizing more and more in my readings that, you know, for those of you who are sports, physical careers, doctors, nurses, people who deal with the physical body, that is all associated with Pentacles also. Pentacles is not just the suit for coins and money, right, for business. It's the realm of the material. And being an artist, creating art, having a baby, the body, you know, everything in our material realm is associated with Pentacles energy. So this could even be a doctor or a healthcare practitioner. But what we do know here with the King of Pentacles is that whatever their thing is, they're very successful at it. You know, with the court cards, we want to pay more attention to the court cards rather than so much about the suit. So here we're talking about somebody who is very successful at what they do, very fiery about it. They're very knowledgeable. They've established a certain sense of status quo, right? And people know who they are. So this is how you're going to really be able to know and judge who I'm talking about, much more than if I rattle off the earth signs, because you're dealing with a King of Pentacles. Same thing here, Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is how you round off your week, Scorpio. And it's interesting because this person, this fiery sort of man or woman about town, really get you fired up, because by the end of the week you're resonating with Knight of Wands. And Knight of Wands is a real sort of connection between your ideas and your passions. You know what you want to do, you know how you're going to do it, and it's deeply connected to something you're very, very passionate about. So you feel like you have a purpose here. This is a purpose associated with an idea that you're trying to get across, or an idea that you have about what you want to do. So Knight of Wands, it just feels to me like this person you come across gets you really fired up about a new passion, something. I feel like it's going to be something new. But even if it isn't something new, it could be something that you're already into, Scorpio. Like whatever it is, whether it's a career path, a social path, maybe it's, you know, something some activity or cause that you're into, right? It could be just as much a cause as it could be a sort of amateur activity, as it could be a career path. But it's something you feel very, very strongly and passionate about. And it's certainly something that is somehow connected to this King of Pentacles, because this King of Pentacles knowledge that comes in and perspective, they may even have a little bit of spirit of the wolf in the sense that they're quite the leader. Coming into you gets you really fired up. Right? It gets you really fired up to move forward. So it's a really nice sort of ignition that happens for some of you this week. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, Scorpio. This is your March 29th to April 5th outlook, general outlook. Let me know if you like the way I do the new spreads. You're still getting 3 outlooks, but I think it's a nicer way to do it. We can look back at the previous spreads and see the connections. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to leave me a comment letting me know if you're interested in the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook. It's only a couple of days now away. I think 3 days away now before I select the winner. So please get it in there. Don't forget to make your subscriptions public. If your subscription page on your homepage on YouTube isn't a public page, if you don't share it with other YouTubers, including myself, I won't know if you're subscribed, and you won't be in the contest, okay? You won't be in the raffle. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'm going to leave it at that. Have a wonderful week, Scorpio, and I'll see you next week for your general weekly outlook. Bye-bye now.